English and Korean. Since we're targeting Korean companies in Korea, there might be some people who are not used to English, so we made it both versions. And please, you may go back and to the next slide. And our target would be FL Corporation in Daegu, which is second biggest with earnings, more than 4,000 employees. And another is digital healthcare company where I can get help from my alumni. I expect to survey more than 30, but less than 50 respondents. Of course, we will try to take gender ratio equally for detailed and accurate data. Next, please. This survey is important since, according to OECD, Korea is a top country where has biggest gender wage gap, and through surveying Korean workers, we are actually experiencing the real situation directly. So it is important to do survey for researchers, students, and even for the company. We're expecting that respondents answer that they are experiencing gender wage gap, because if then it will be true that OECD is not making fake and Korea is suffering from gender wage gap, and variety of answers of how this situation should be solved. Ideas, experiences will be beneficial for our research. Solutions such as create quality, flexible jobs that allow women and men to balance ambitions with caring responsibilities, and or stop paying women less than men with same work, or any ideas will be a great help for our research. So we are hoping to hear a lot from survey questions. Next slide, please. And these are our references. Next, please. And that is all for today's presentation about our topic. And I hope next group reader can give us the grade, please, if he or she does not mind.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
If you mentioned already, I'm very sorry, but is there any special reason for targeting only company in Daegu? Because I'm concerned, what if I get different research from researching a different area or different region in South Korea?
That is a great question, but I was hoping to reach very close, closer distance in order to make more. To be honest, it was quite hard to do the survey, ask for the survey in the other regions, because I have sent it, but somehow I got rejections. But in Daegu, it was easier, and because we're living we are living in Daegu, and Daegu is I believe that Daegu is a famous place for the industries. So it will be a great chance for us to look at how things are going in Daegu.
Thank you very much.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
One comment and one question. For the comment, I think you picked two local corporate, and I believe that if you, let's say there's a gender wage gap in those two companies, then if you have a sample from, let's say, international corporation in South Korea, let's say Google Korea or something like that, and if you compare whether if you see their gender wage gap, then if, let's say, Google Korea has a wage gap lower than local companies in South Korea, then you can strengthen your logic, I think. And that's comment. The question is, can you go to slide number 11? I see Luxembourg has negative number. What does that mean? Because I don't get it. It's about gender wage gap feature, but I'm not sure what the negative figure means.
I think it means that instead of men being paid more than women, it's that women are being paid more than men.
Okay.
Isn't that the same way in Canada? I'm from Canada, and I think that's the same way in Canada, isn't it? Anyway, yes, the idea is usually men make more. And so if you have a negative, means women are making more. Was that clear? Usually men make more, but negative means women make more.
So gender wage gap, when we talk about that, we approach in a way that men make more money than women. Is that how it works? Okay.
It's the presenter's information. I should let them talk about it. In my opinion, yes, that's what it means.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the comment and questions. And please, next group leader, I hope you can grade us. Give us grade, please. Or anybody in the next group.
I can give you something to think about while you're getting a grade. Hopefully somebody else will give a grade. Yasser, Jules, Kevin, Johnny, Maria, everybody, you should try to not only give grades, but give ideas for people to improve. If you don't,
I can. So yeah, I overall, I think this was very interesting. This is a really interesting topic. The thing on the presentation that I think was good and that our group may improve is that you made it really clear by what we see on screen, putting some diagrams and images. It looks nicer than our presentation, in my opinion. So that's a first good point, I think. Also, I would like to say, because you could improve by what we said before, like putting your contacts on the slides, but we already say that. But overall, yeah, I think it was a very cool presentation. So I would mark you. It's on 10, so yeah, 9 out of 10, maybe.
Thank you so much.
Can I ask a question? So you said you were going to take a survey from 45 to 50 people maximum. So can I ask the reason why did you choose that specific amount?
It is because I believe that 50 is not too many and not too less. If it becomes more than 50, then the amount will be humongous that we cannot handle too much. And if it is too less, then we're lacking of the information. That's what I believe. So I believe 50 would be great. And because there are different departments, but in specific departments, I believe that not everybody is going to participate, and there might be some people who hesitate to answer for the survey. That's why we have somehow limited the respondents.
Then can I ask your minimum amount?
The minimum amount would be, as I said, minimum would be like 30 to 40, but the maximum would be 50.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Before we get the next group going, I think the next group is going to be starting. I would suggest for everybody, based on what we just heard, why did you pick this survey amount? Why did you pick these survey people and things like that? All of you are probably doing the same thing. You're putting an online survey out there. You're getting convenient people to answer that, people in Taegu or people that are accessible to you, which is a good start. So it's great for class. It may help you to leverage the benefits of proper research methodology. Whenever you are doing convenience surveys, just surveying people that are around you, top quality people will stop listening to you because it's biased. And if you have biased information, it's not great research. I like your research. You're doing very well so far. It's just I'm trying to give you suggestions on how to do better. No matter what you do, you can always do better. So try to think about those things. And the idea of, the survey size, you feel something is good. Well, great. You feel it is, but with cross-cultural communication, it's more important what other people feel. And with researchers, top-level researchers, there is a statistically significant value to target and ways to avoid bias. So anyway, keep going. Great job. Who's the next group? I believe Samaj, is that right?
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can. Can't see you yet though.
Oh, 1 second.
I can see her.
Presentation. Can't see a
Oh,
presentation.
presentation.
I'm trying to share my screen. There it is. Okay, can everyone see the screen as well?
Yes, importance of cross-cultural communications.
Yes, okay. So topic is the importance of cross-cultural communications, and which is an important aspect in intercultural negotiations. So for the presentation, this is just a table of contents at the moment. So it's just stating everything that's going to be inside of the finished product of the project. So the next part, this is the introduction, which we already presented before, but it's what is cross-cultural communication? And it's the difference among different cultural groups and the similarities among cultural groups in order to effectively engage within given contexts. And then what is intercultural communication and what's the difference between cross-cultural communication and intercultural communication? Because although they are similar, they are also different. Whereas intercultural communications are based on the focus of research. Focus is more on interacting with different cultures, and cross-cultural communication is more comparisons for different cultures. So cross-cultural communications in businesses and its importance. Okay, and why is it effective with working abroad and due to globalization? This is just a little research that I had found about a negotiation simulation that was done to see if it was better to have same cultural pairs or different cultural pairs, if they had any communication issues, if not. So this is the literature review. This is an article that I found. I won't read all of it because it's very long, but it's just kind of explaining that between Japan and the United States and different countries, how the importance of negotiation and the perception of stereotypes and trying to change the perception of stereotypes in negotiations. Let's continuing it. And then this is another one with culturally intelligent negotiators and the impact of CQ on intercultural negotiations and its effectiveness. Moving on, because it's very long as well. These are just the survey questions. We do have our Google form done, but I didn't want to pull it up because there's still some things that need to be changed and worked out on it. But these are just the questions on the scale from 1 to 5. How quickly do you adapt to people during international conferences? How well do you speak and understand common international languages? On a scale of 1 to 5, how well do you know other cultures? And how many countries do you interact with business negotiations, and etc. Continuing. What would you consider to be the biggest bargaining strength of a country? Do you have or have you worked with a company that markets its services to more than one country? These are the more survey questions as well. These are going to be the results to the survey once we get our results back, and then at the end, have the analysis or conclusion, and then the references that were used at the beginning part. Are there any questions?
I always have lots, but it's better for you to get information from the class using cross-cultural communications, knowing we are in Korea, and when you ask a group a question, often you get no response. What are you supposed to do that way?
Would anyone like to give any feedback or anything? Any suggestions?
That also doesn't usually work in Korea. You should be specific. You, George, you, Susan.
Okay, Gwen, can you please give me quick feedback and suggestions, please? I am open to anything.
Yeah, can you share the presentation again for a second?
Give me 1 second, sorry. Yes, is there a certain slide you needed me to go to?
Can you just like go through them just pretty quickly again so I can just look
One more
at it?
time?
Just like quickly go through them. Like I just want to see the presentation itself. Okay, so I think like your material is good, like your material is there, but you can make it more eye-catching.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I would give you solid 7 or 8 out of 10.
Okay.
It needs more attention to it.
Okay, thank you, Gwen.
Would you like to check another person? That would be good.
No.
No, you don't want to check anybody else, okay?
Is anyone else open to giving feedback? Because I don't have to call anyone or anything.
That style of question, when it's posed in a group in Korea, especially if it's an English group, doesn't usually get a response.
Thank you for your presentation. I believe that it was like draft for our next class. I mean, it will be more like adding some pictures and working on design.
Okay.
So overall, the presentation was good, and I would like to give 9 out of 10. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm done.
So the next is Ulukbek's group, as I see.
Yes, Professor. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we want to present the understanding the influence of AI in healthcare industry, especially the use of variable AI medical device in Korea. Next slide, please. Our table of contents is consists of importance of topic, research methodology, literature review, survey plan, and reference. Importance of topic. After the COVID-19, the demand for healthcare industry will getting high, and the presence of artificial intelligence is so crucial that it will be applied into any sector of the industry. The technology, such as facial recognition technologies, virtual reality applications, chatbot robots, artificial intelligence in Google Maps, language translators, audio tours, ease of shopping, HTs will continue to develop for satisfying customers' healthcare industry. Our research methodology. In the first step, we want to analyze and understand the information which is available on the internet. And after that, we want to focus on previous research papers, especially more reliable source such as Scopus, articles, and then case studies which can help us visualize the impact of AI in healthcare industry. And after that, we will survey about customers' attitude about using AI technology in the healthcare industry, and the results will be driven by statistical analysis. This is our articles, Scopus articles. Our first article is Professionals' Response to the Introduction of AI Innovations in Radiology and Their Implications for Future Adoption, a qualitative study, which is published in 2021 in BMC Health Service Research. This paper is about explore the knowledge, awareness, and attitudes towards AI amongst professional groups in radiology, and to analyze the implications for the future adoption of these technologies into practice. And our second article is Service Robots in the Healthcare Sector, which is published in 2021, Robotics. And this paper presents a review of various types of robotic technologies and their use in the healthcare sector. Next, Ali Akbar will continue.
Hello, everyone. The COVID-19 pandemic waves is a 4IR technology utilization in multi-sector economy. This article was published in 2021 in the sustainability. And the findings are utilizing smart boots to prevent infection, smart health bands, and smart disinfection tunnels or walk-through sanitization gears in the mining work environment. The next article is improving global healthcare and reducing costs using second generation on artificial intelligence based digital pills and a market disruptor. This article was published in 2021 in International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health. And the findings are that artificial intelligence system with a branded or generic drugs improves the patient response to drug by increasing adherence and overcoming the loss of response to chronic medication. And next slide, please. The potential use of digital health technologies in the African context. In this article, the findings are that the key benefit and challenges associated with the use of digital health for health system strengthening and contribution towards the attainment of in the other African countries. The rise of clinical studies in the field of machine learning. The article was published in 2021. This paper describes the base analysis of machine learning related studies, a sub area of artificial intelligence in which computer algorithms and statistical models are trained based on large database set to independently link and predict abnormalities. Next slide, please. In the last article, a review of artificial intelligence, big data, and blockchain technology applications in medicine and global health. This article was published in 2021. The big data and cognitive computing. The paper describes big data, blockchain technology, and their importance in medicine, healthcare, public health, surveillance, case estimation in COVID-19 pandemic and other epidemics. The next presenter is Jesus.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about our survey plan. So first of all, as you can see on this slide, we have our target and purpose and format and the company related to our topic. So our target is mainly university students in South Korea. So we might include our universities at Kemin University and other university as well. We don't have a specific amount that we decided to take a survey from. So we'll see how many students we can take a survey. So that will then analyze the final result. And the purpose of our survey is to better understand user acceptance on artificial intelligence and gain insight into how healthcare devices should adopt artificial intelligence in their service in order to provide better customer service in the healthcare devices industry in South Korea. And the format, to be honest, we haven't still decided the actual format of our survey, but we were thinking about doing it on Google Forms, but we kind of thought that just like sending someone the link to Google Forms and asking them to do the survey is going to be maybe boring. Maybe they wouldn't be interesting in that form. So we are kind of thinking about other ways. For example, like going them into a person and taking the survey in person or face to face, or making some videos and other types of formats that we take to take the survey. We're still thinking about it, and the company that related to our topic. Actually, there are so many companies, as you guys know. There's Apple, there's Samsung, and other high-tech companies around the world. But since we're in Korea and we are thinking about taking a survey face to face, we're still thinking about like maybe we should focus on Korean company such as Samsung or LG. That we might visit to some LG company or LG like service shop and submit this survey or something like that. We're still thinking about it. So, and even though we haven't decided the form of our survey, these are the sample questions that we're going to include in the survey. This is not the full detailed survey questions, but these 5 questions that we are mainly focusing. So the first question is, do you use any wearable healthcare devices on a daily basis? They can answer yes or no. And how long have you been using that device for? And does it help you to improve or control your health condition? What kind of additional feature would you want to see on your device? And the final one, what are your biggest hesitations with regards to purchasing wearable technology? So we are focusing from this survey, we're focusing on to improving the quality of that wearable healthcare devices. And the other one is we want to improve the customer satisfaction by surveying about the prices and the features that the customer would want in the future on that devices. And yeah, that's it. And I guess that's the main points that we are going to focus on by taking this survey. And these are our references. So if you want to check out what kind of articles and what kind of materials we used, you can always contact us after the presentation and we'll give you these links to our references. And thank you for your attention. And these are the contact details if you want to contact us about the presentation or a survey, or if you have any questions. And that's it.
Great. What are you supposed to do now?
Well, I'm supposed to ask questions, like specifically, I know I should choose a person, but
not everywhere in the world, but that's usually what is required in Korea with English groups. Yes.
Okay. So first of all, anyone can ask question, but let me choose a person. I can't see the names of them. Oh, can Semaj give you like question or any kind of comments about the presentation or survey?
I think you did overall very well in your presentation. I'd like to give, if I could give a grade, I'd give a 9 out of 10. And I'm questions at the moment.
Thank you. And what about Mukhlisa? Do you have any comments, or if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you for your presentation. That was interesting. I believe that for the next class, it will be more improved one, but I'm interested more on the survey questions and how many survey questions are you planning to expand? I mean, are you planning to do? Because there was a it was like a plan, as you said, and you will expand it, or it was actual survey question?
So as I'm sorry, my computer just like freezing right now. I can't go back to that previous slide, but I can tell you that as you saw, I talked about the 5 main questions about the the survey. But as I said, we're going to make more detailed questions in the after we decide what kind of format we're going to use for the survey. But that 5 devices. Oh,
I'm just showing what you're talking about, the survey questions.
Thank you. My computer just freezed out. So as you can see on that, like 5 questions, those are the main questions like that, but we're gonna include some other like sub questions to that session, if that answered your question.
Yes, thank you. I would like to give 9 out of 10.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are being so kind. Great. What if we actually understand, for example, in Japan, people are not usually going to talk about problems. Even if they hate what you did, they're going to say, nice job, thank you, they understand, even if they don't understand anything. So, to make sure you are understood, why don't you ask people 3 ways they suggest change? They can't get around saying their thoughts. And
I think I can comment on that.
Okay.
Well, I remember your the presentation before. It was about AI and how AI system in healthcare it can help people through like medication and surgery and stuff. So your literature review and introduction was about those kind of thing. But now I see your survey is focusing on like wearable devices and stuff. I think it's kind of going off. It's not coherent. How are you going to connect AI and healthcare and wearable devices and stuff? Because I'm not sure what AI can do in your research. Like what's the role of AI, as we mentioned in literature review?
Okay, so as we already know, AI is artificial intelligence, and the technology we're using, smartwatches and other types of medical gadgets that we use in the 21st century, I think they all goes to that category of AI. So I think we were going to ask people questions about, we were going to make a survey about the AI in general, but we wanted to be specific because some people might not have idea about like what the AI is or what kind of like, honestly, I guess we were just like, like trying to be specific in like a small topic, like the small category. We didn't just focus on the whole concept. But we decided to focus on a small, like the, to make the survey more detailed. We wanted to focus on small category.
Oh, thank you. Then I think if you put the missing part in the middle, then it will be great next time.
Okay.
But thanks.
I'll do that. Thank you.
As I understand, we only have a little bit of time left for the next group, but I still have lots of notes and comments for people to improve. Please feel free to talk to the teaching team anytime about that. In the past, again, the main thing for people to be doing is getting the final presentation ready I think there is one more team that should be talking now and presenting. I'm just talking until you guys do. I will be going through and showing things like this, putting notes in your PPT slides. Since several people, the first PPT slide, it may lack something that's catching people's attention or your contacts and things like that. So I'll just put some comments in here. Rosie, Minjung Kim, Tobias, are you not wanting to present today?
No, we won't, but you can leave. Anyone can leave if you want.
Okay,
Because
bye. I'm going for lunch.
yeah, then I will present alone. Or
Start talking. Be more proactive. You will lose marks if you don't present in class quickly. This is practice, the final presentation. This is an example. Do not wait until week 14. Present before the end of week 14, maybe even in week 12. Go ahead, Rosie, Minjung, Tobias.
Yeah, as I said, anyone can leave if you want, but I will present.
Why aren't you presenting now? There's 3 of you in the group.
Okay. This is my screen, and yeah, actually I didn't prepare the PPT slides, but that's it. So we are presenting about the changing nature and relationship of employee loyalty in United Kingdom and South Korea. And what is employee loyalty? It is the loyal employee means a person who has worked for your company and has always focused on the success of the company and can be sacrificed for the job than his own well-being life. And why should corporations care about employee loyalty? Because they push productivity in the workplace and they will make a better customers experience. And our Universal, which is a research company, has released its annual happiness index. It measured the happiness of the workforces in all around the countries, surveyed more than 200,000 young professionals, and Western Europe and Scandinavian countries are on the top of the list. And the 2 prior studies has different research results about the topic. The first one says that the cultural differences that we observe in like cuisine or sports as we travel around the globe should not be confused with differences in workforce issues. Which means that people are people everywhere wherever they live, and that most people care deeply about the same few things like, am I fairly compensated for my work? Am I well suited for my work? So the study emphasized ethics because of its high impact on employee loyalty. Of the employees who felt they were working for an ethical company, 55% were truly loyal. And the second one, however, says that there was a clear difference between the Japan and United States. So the standards were groupism, familism, and vertical cohesion. And the Japanese, which can be represented as the Eastern culture, their employees are less likely to leave their companies if they value corporate familism and they prefer working in groups and they feel they can confide in their supervisors about personal matters. And in the case of the United States, vice versa. So these are the survey questions. We will soon make up with the Google Forms, and expected outcome and why we chose this topic is that employee loyalty in business is very important, and the stronger it is, the more positively it affects the company, because loyal employees provide superior customer service, and loyal employees work harder, and loyal employees stay longer. However, we expect that in different cultures, what factors can cultivate employee loyalty will be different. And therefore, through this paper, we will recognize whether there is a difference, and if so, what it is. So this will help companies to find efficient ways to increase employee loyalty in the future. Thank you for listening.
Does that mean Rosie and Tobias, are you guys not available today, or not part of this group? Are you working on this just by yourself, Kim Min Jung?
No. Oh yeah, just it was my turn today. They are participating. They are making PPT slides in Google Forms, and the presentation was mine. Just.
Okay.
Yeah, we split the tasks. So like in our document, our Google document, our other one, you can see who's done what, and Tobias has done the PowerPoint, and I'm currently working on the Google Forms. So we've kind of split the tasks up.
Okay, but you didn't use the PPT today. Okay. Go ahead, ask your classmates if your cross-cultural communication message was understood. Or not.
To the time limit, I'm sorry to ask a comment for us, but I can see only one person in the cam. It's just
Mokalisa's here, Kyunggan Jung's here, Yasser's here.
Yeah.
There's several people still here.
Can you go back to your slide?
Which page you mean?
No, I mean the presentation. This is not okay. So can I ask? Can I ask what's your target? Like what type of category of people are you trying to take a survey?
The workers in the South Korea and the workers in the United Kingdom, and it's my one concern in our journey, because I don't think it will be easy to get answer.
I mean, do you have any specific company of workers, or are you trying to take a survey from general workers?
No, we're just planning to survey broadly to any workers in the, yeah.
So by workers, you mean employees, right?
Yeah.
Companies. Okay.
So, yes, sir, would you like to give them a mark? And more specifically, ideas to consider for change?
I guess it would be better if they do the presentation using the PowerPoint or Google Slides, because this is just now, as I can see, just a bunch of text. It looks like an article, but they can include some pictures or visual items to make it more interesting. And I mean, to catch an attention, they could be more productive with that side.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry for that.
Yes, and for grade 7 out of 10, since they have done research, but for the presentation.
Yeah, I'm satisfied with it.
Bukalisa, you gave some comments. Do you have some more suggestions on how to improve? You asked about survey questions, but what about what they could do so that you understand more or appreciate more and agree?
Of course, I agree with Jasur, and I think that making PPT will be much better. However, there is another alternative option if you are you don't have time, or you was busy, maybe you like highlighting the main points in the text so I can like catch up what you are talking about. Sometimes when I read, I can understand more. And then maybe like highlighting the few main words in your article or in your Word document. So overall, the presentation was good, and I would give 8 out of 10. Because the main idea was very good, and the way how she explained. Thank you.
Great. Anything else from you guys? Otherwise, I will just wrap up and say that I will have several different notes. I have several different notes. You can get information from the teaching team anytime. We are making our marks based off of what we hear from your audience, but the audience mark is not final. We are modifying that. As you guys heard, the biggest thing to do is check that your message is understood by other people and appreciate that other people's communication style is different. Everybody on the planet will have some different type of communication style. So check what you could do to better communicate with those people. For example, Kyunggan, you have said you're going to target to companies and target people just in Daegu. Great. When you talk to them, what is the main thing you're going to give them of value? What is going to attract people in those 2 companies in Daegu that you contact to be interested in working with you rather than just saying, sorry, I'm too busy, and hang up? Same thing with all groups. Try to make sure you're aware of that. The idea of changing nature of relationships with employee loyalty in the UK and South Korea, try to think, what is the value you're going to give to people, and try to research, especially high-level target people, what is something of value about them you can talk about to show you are a specialist before you just start asking basic questions. A lot of people, when you just ask basic questions, they may lose interest quickly. So try to make your presentation, try to make your slides, try to make everything so it's best understood and appreciated by that viewer, by that target person. Thanks, guys. I guess you guys have a week off. You have lots of time to relax and survey other people, develop yourselves, hopefully interact with other people, sell your Scopus paper values to people to get jobs, to get internships. Many times students have studied these things in the past. I can help you with that. I might be able to help you with companies, surveying details. Feel free to ask me questions anytime, or you can just leave since it's lunchtime. Any questions?
Actually, I do have, but
sure.
I was wondering if you have time for it.
I have time for you anytime. You want to call me on Sunday morning? Go ahead, Kyunggan.
I was wondering that if there is a weekly presentation for this part, and there is a 10% of participation mark, which I have already done with 4 with culture shock, but in the mark page there is no slide for the weekly presentation. That's why I was wondering where is the 10 points going.
The participation mark is only 10 points. So 10% of that is, how much was that? Like 0 or 1, and so only 1 point.
Regular talking and helping other people develop their slides, develop their materials, discussion, regular participation in class. That could be 0.5 each class or 1 per group. Or if you do an extra PPT about our weekly topic, that can be worth more points. You're correct. So
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
which week did you say that you already did